So, if you've ever tried to lose weight, you know it's a jungle out there. The advice is just overwhelming, and a lot of it seems to completely contradict itself. Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise and bust some of the biggest weight loss myths you're likely to come across.
Let's start with a big one. It's probably the first thing you hear, right? Carbs are the enemy. Just ditch all the bread, the pasta, the potatoes, and the weight will just melt off. But, is that really the whole story?
And then there's this classic, the old no food after 8 p.m. rule. I mean, it sounds simple, it sounds plausible, but does your body's metabolism really just punch a time clock and shut down for the night?
Yeah, these are exactly the kinds of questions that make nutrition feel so impossible. But here's the good news. Science actually has answers. So let's get into it. We're going to use clear, evidence-based facts to take these myths apart one by one.
First up, let's talk about the absolute basics, the building blocks of our food. There are just so many wild misconceptions out there about entire food groups being either good or evil.
Okay, this one is probably the heavyweight champion of diet myths for the last, 20 years? The idea that carbs are the #1 cause of weight gain is absolutely everywhere, and it's pushed so many people towards super low-carb or keto-style diets. But here's the reality, and this is maybe the most important principle to understand. Weight gain is about one thing: consuming more calories than your body actually burns. It doesn't really matter where those calories come from. It's not the carb itself, it's the overall energy balance that counts.
So here's the crucial thing to remember. Your body needs carbs. They're the go-to fuel source for your brain. The key isn't to eliminate them. It's all about quality. Choosing things like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables over refined sugars gives you energy and fiber. And that fiber actually helps you feel full, which can seriously help with weight management. A balanced approach just wins every single time.
All right, let's pivot to the public enemy #1 from the 90s, fat. For years, we were all told that if you want to lose body fat, you got to stop eating dietary fat. And well, that led to a complete explosion of low-fat and fat-free everything on our grocery store shelves. And this is where that thinking went completely sideways. Your body absolutely requires healthy fats. The kind you find in avocados, nuts, olive oil. You need them for things like hormone production and absorbing vitamins. The real kicker is that when food companies took the fat out, they had to add something back in for taste, and that something was usually a ton of sugar, which sometimes meant the fat-free version had even more calories.
Okay, so we've covered the major food groups. Now let's talk about that quick fix mentality. This is where you see all those fad diets and cleanses that promise these incredible, miraculous results with basically no effort.
You've seen them. Oh, you've definitely seen them. Juice cleanses, detox teas, special diets that claim they're going to flush all the harmful toxins from your system and give your body a complete reset.
But here's the amazing truth. You already have the most sophisticated, high-tech detoxification system in the known universe. Your body does not need a fancy, expensive juice to do its job. Your liver and your kidneys, they're on the clock 24/7, and they work for free.
I mean, think about it. Your liver is this master filter, processing everything that comes in and neutralizing anything harmful. Then your kidneys get to work, getting rid of all the waste products. There is just no solid scientific evidence that supports the claims of most of these commercial detox products. The best cleanse you can possibly do is just eat a nutritious diet that supports these amazing organs in the first place.
This one is so tempting. You've got a big event coming up, a vacation, whatever it is, and you want to see results like yesterday. So you drastically slash your calories, thinking it's a great way to get a head start. But this approach, it almost always backfires. And this visual right here tells the whole story perfectly. That huge dramatic drop you see on the scale in the first week of a crash diet, a huge chunk of that is just water weight. And even worse, it's your precious muscle, not a lot of actual body fat. A sustainable diet is slower, sure, but it's real fat loss.
And here's why that's so important. When you severely restrict your calories, you're basically sending a panic signal to your body that it's in starvation mode. And what does it do in response? Your metabolism, your body's engine, can actually slow down to try and conserve energy. This makes it even harder to lose weight down the line, and way easier to regain it all back once you stop.
Okay, so we've established that what you eat is a lot more nuanced than just good foods and bad foods. But what about when you eat? Let's tackle that timing myth.
This is a hard and fast rule for so many people. The belief is that any calories you eat in the evening are pretty much guaranteed to be stored as fat because, well, you're not as active, you're just sitting on the couch.
But your body just doesn't work that way. It doesn't have a magical switch that flips at 8:01 p.m. The reality is much simpler. It's all about the total number of calories you consume over a full 24-hour period versus what you burn. A calorie is just a calorie, whether you eat it at 1 in the afternoon or 9 at night.
So, if we strip away all the myths, all the fiction about carbs and fats and cleanses and timing, what are we left with? What actually truly works? Let's talk about the real science-backed path to managing your weight in a healthy way. Believe it or not, a lot of it comes down to this one number, 3,500. That's roughly how many calories are in 1 pound of body fat. So that means to lose about a pound a week, you just need a deficit of around 500 calories per day. This isn't about some extreme diet. It's just about a small, consistent adjustment.
And really, this slide lays out the entire game plan. It's not some secret formula, it's just a sustainable lifestyle. Create that small, modest deficit. Fill your plate with nutritious whole foods. Move your body in a way you enjoy. And this is the most important part. Think of these as permanent changes, not some temporary diet you're going to suffer through.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The goal is never perfection, it's just consistency. It's about finding healthy habits that you can actually genuinely stick with for the long haul, because that is where the true, lasting results are found.
So I'll just leave you with this question. Forget about the fads, forget the myths, and think smaller. What is one simple, positive change you could make and actually stick with, starting right now? Maybe it's adding a walk to your day, or swapping one sugary drink for water. Whatever it is, that's where the real journey begins.